The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Basil Chapman here on this Thursday the 12th of June, getting to the mid-month. And the digestive phase that I said we're anticipating for the first part of June, so far we've made nominal, not really much higher, but nominal new highs, and they're all new recovery highs, I should say, and that is important. But in the Chapman wave methodology, I should have had this. I'll get it ready right now. We'll do it right this minute. In the Chapman wave methodology, there's a technique that I followed for decades, that I try to identify the lowest low bar and merely count each successively higher peak and alphabetize them sequentially, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's 6 higher peaks. And now what we're looking at is within the context of the up move, you go from a buy signal to a buy mode, and that should take you to at least a D. D is where the fourth highest peak. That's where other things can happen. That's where we get momentarily cautious, and that's exactly where we are right now. Dow's now down only 99 at 42,769. So what I say to subscribers, just momentarily, we're not going to do any new buying on the long side. We added just a little bit to a short side for a very minus 0.5 loss. As an insurance policy, I don't mind getting taken out, because what I'd said is there's a chance that this is a one-off, that it's just a Boeing issue right now, and Boeing is part of the Dow, and at the same time, the 9-period moving average is still very strongly over the 14, and you don't want to get too carried away when that's the case until we start to break down and see the 9-period moving average, this green line, turn pink. But in the meantime, back at the ranch, what we are looking at is, within the context of the overall market, what we've got is a D, a leg D, probably a peak D today with a high of 42,924. Let me just double check that I update that. 43,115. I knew I hadn't done that. 43,115. Not been taken out today. That's number one. Number two is, look at this, the S&P holding very nicely, up $1.12 now at 6,023. I've got this as a potential alternate count, F/B. The 9-period is over the 14. We do have a short position as both an insurance policy and a potential for some kind of a pullback. But unless that happens, we've got a very tight stop. We'll see if this is going to still remain in place. But what you've got is the 9-period moving average is strongly over the 14. The MACD is flat. Flat usually keeps the last designation, in this case up, in place. The stochastic is very strong at 93%, and the on-balance volume is very good. So within that context, so far, this is still good action. The V-shaped pattern in the weekly chart, look at this, from that peak G high of right here at 6147.43, all-time high. What we've done is, so from February, we went down very sharply to the 48.30 area, and we've come all the way back. Now, if you had to do left side, right side price time match to the 7th of April, you couldn't do that. You're already way further on the right side with a number of bars. So you have to find a particular bar. In this particular case, I did this. I went to right there. I went to the following candle. I usually don't like to do that. I have to find either a doji type candle or a peak or a trough, but something that has some significance, not just the continuation pattern. So that says probably that is not it's not going to happen certainly this week. Well, we never know, right? Thursday, we've got all day today and all day tomorrow. To get to the 6147.43 level, that's 120 points in the S&P from here. I don't know what's going to do it. So I should imagine that it's going to be later on in June, if it's going to happen at all, in the month of June. So I'm looking at this. Let me just move that away. Now you can see it. So In the weekly chart, 9's over the 14. The MACD's good. Stochastic's fabulous at 88%. The monthly chart needs quite a bit of work, but that 9-period moving average is way over the 14, and that's really positive. But the MACD's turned down a little bit. Stochastic's at 69 instead of 80%. The on-balance volumes pull back, so that monthly chart needs a little bit of work. So, looking quite good right now, up $1.23, $1.30 at 6,023.39. The QQQ is the one thing that I have no, look at this, there's no other way I can count. It is in leg C, maybe a peak C today, and it should have one pop slightly higher. I don't know if we can get to the 540.81 all-time, yes, the all-time high that was made. Why did I not put the date? That was 221. That was in February of this year. And right now, what we're looking at, 221.25, you're at 532. Well, 8-9 points, it's really easy to do. And here, you've got, if I use the Chapman Wave inside wedge target repellent line or target resistance line, that would take you to, by next week. Oh, look at this. It even says that maybe this week, we've still got 2 full days to go, or maybe by next week, we're going to get to the 540.81. If we go to 540.82, that makes it leg F/A in the monthly chart. I don't want to get into that. Tomorrow's Technical Friday. We'll get into that. But in the meantime, the Qs have held extremely well. What were we looking at? We were looking at, was it Oracle? Oracle. Funny, we have never, ever owned Oracle, and yet it is just an amazing stock. I mean, look at this. From the low at about 60 back in 2022, here it is at 199.01. 198.31 was the all-time high back in the week of December the 13th, and today just took it out. An earnings surprise, I don't know if it was a surprise, but really strong earnings. Huge move up, 22 points to 199.31. Look at this. You've got yourself an E, or I have to put an alternate count here. You just cannot rule it out. E/A in the monthly chart. So far, I don't really see a sign of a double top with this kind of strength. So I like that. That's Oracle's acting extremely well. A couple of things I want to look at here. IWM. So IWM, the Russell 2000, has been participating really well. It's actually been leading on certain days. And now it's pulled back quite sharply down $1.52 at 212.12. I can't call this anything else. Well, I suppose I could. I could call it an alternate count, but right now I'm calling it a peak C in the daily, leg B in the weekly, and the monthly chart has improved quite a bit. Next thing we want to look at here is the estimators. That's really important. Why? Because what do you think? Semis usually lead us up and lead us down. In this case, 269.66 was the last high back in earlier this year. The major high was in the 283.07 area back in July of 2024. And now we're looking at it trading at a 262.49, almost like the QQQ. This could, in fact, by next week, make a new all-time high. Oh, man, this is good action. So this is the estimations. And look at this, NVIDIA. NVIDIA is today, NVIDIA is up 99 cents. But 2 days ago, was it Tuesday? Yeah, a few days ago, it made 145.00 round number high. I'll be back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Hi folks, I just wanted to send this out to subscribers. Okay, here we go. And I'll put it in here. Give me 1 second. I just wanted to do that. I just decided I do not want to do that one position that we had. I just don't see any reason. I do believe this is going to be more like a one-off with the Boeing incident really affecting the part of the Dow a little bit, but generally, so far, I think that that's it. And the 9-period moving average acting so strongly, I just don't think that the selling right now will be as precipitous as one would have believed earlier in the morning as a cover, a dark news index cloud cover. It's just not there. I believe it's at this particular point, I've got to think of it as a one-off. So here we go. A lot of questions came in. I want to get to them, but first let me go. Gold right now, gold is up 64 at 3,408, right in the resistance area. This is the Chapman Wave inside track propellant zone right there, this little mini channel. Remember, I make it red at the bottom, green at the top. It starts breaking above the green. That's very important. It tried to get out of it today with a 3,419 high, and now it's at 3408, just a little bit lower. But it is saying, as I said before, we're in this rectangle formation in the weekly chart. Gold's still holding well. We're still holding our gold position as much as of it as we can. We're taking little bits off as just in terms of rewarding ourselves for the big move up. Let's look at silver right now. Silver is trading up 05 at 36.31. Had a much deeper slide earlier in the morning. Went down to 35.58. Now it's trading at 36.31, almost $1 higher. So it's holding very well. I'm going to just mention that within the context of the gold, folks want to know about the GDX here. The GDX had a big spike, a gap up from yesterday's 51 area. Today it's 53.44 high, it's trading at 53.04. This is good. This is the kind of action you want to see when you're making a potential cup formation, and if there's a rectangle involved, and there is a rectangle at this particular point. I do think it's going to be a little bit more difficult for gold to really break to the upside and hold, unless, because there's been so much buying and buying from major, world banks and countries, etc. So, right, this is a digestive phase. You're in leg D in the weekly chart in GDX, it's trading at 53.06, up $1.13, and you did almost hit the target that I had. It's a month late, 1 month, 2 months late for the target that I've had going back all the way from the high that was made back in September of 2012, and that was at 55.25 for the GDX. And so far, the high is 54.62. Not bad, less than $1 away. After how many years? 12, 3. That's 13 years. Yep, 13 years. Not bad. But if it starts to take that out, then all of a sudden you're looking at all these major highs going to the very significant 2011 highs in the 66 area. 66.98 was the high that was made right there. September of 2011. Yeah, okay. All right, so with that said, what are we looking at for support? And that was the question. Basil, where's the support for the GDX on a short-term basis? Short-term basis, obviously, you have to go to the trough right here. That's on the 14-period moving average of 51.12. And you take that out, and you've got not just a short-term problem. I think it becomes more, not an intermediate term, like many, many weeks, but it'll take a few weeks to digest those gains if it takes it out. Right now, it's just very steady. And I also think, I wanted to do this. Remember, I did that yesterday. I'll do it again today. Where's the Chapman Wave automated resistance levels on the GDX? GDX is 98 to 53.89. We're trading at 53.08 right now. You can see there's a lot of resistance levels. And I would say the support right now is between 51 and 48, looking out a little bit. And let's see what silver is. SLV will go to. The SLV went above the resistance of 32.36. And right now it's trading at 32.95. It's already been to 33.20, was it? 33. Oh, it went to 33.54. So this is acting very nicely. Look, this is a daily chart. The MACD is strong. The stochastic is at 86%. The relative strength is a little bit lower. Sorry, that's the on-balance volume. On-balance volume is not really participating all that well, but the relative strength is, I meant to say, stronger. This is the relative strength. No, I don't. Oh, I don't have it. Let me go to the SLV here in the daily chart. Okay, SLV, that's the silver. SLV. There we go. So that's the relative strength. It was holding, remember yesterday I said SLV, the 9-period moving average is holding very well, but you did get an ictus turnaround in the on-balance volume, but yet the price is holding extremely well. Look at the power of the price way over the 9-period moving average, the 9 way over the 14, and the MACD is expanding. It's just starting to see the histogram slip, and this gray line, the relative strength is still very strong. Stochastics at 90%. I mean, that's all very good. Okay, now with that said, yeah, we did that. Now with that said, I want you to also say that the within the context of the metals, well, high-grade copper is pulling back. It's unchanged right now at 4.81. It did make a peak. Do you remember peak D is where other things can happen? And it has pulled back from over 5 to 4.81 right now. It's just not doing anything at this particular time. Palladium, look at this. Palladium, still very strong. A leg F in the weekly chart. This is only a new leg B. That's amazing. And in the monthly chart, it's only a leg A. So it's extraordinary, 1266 up 7, and it just keeps going higher. Well, that's palladium. So the other thing I want to look at, yes, I had a question 2 days ago and I completely forgot to do it. The DBA, which is DB Agricultural Fund, trading at 2706. It's in the middle of a range. This time it hasn't broken out yet. And it's just stuck in the higher range. And that, to me, this is agriculture. It's the commodities, the grains, and other areas. So I'm just looking at this and saying, well, within that context, it's in the higher range. So talking about higher ranges, I want you to talk about crude oil. I had a question yesterday about crude oil. It was doing so well. I said leg D over the 200-period exponential moving average. How does it break this inside track repellent zone? And that's going to be very important in the weekly chart. And that is a declining line, but is at 69.89 this week. Next week's a little bit lower at 69.78. So that's going to be very important. This is a very strong move going from the 50. Was that 55 or 54? It was 54.83 low in the continuous contract on the 6th of May, all the way to the high today of 69.29. That is a huge move over the 200-period moving average. Now, if crude oil is going to break out and go into the 72s, I think we're starting to see a little bit of metamorphosis in the market where you've rotated into areas that were benign and are now becoming active, and that puts us in that palladium and the crude oil. But wait a minute, look at this. This is the bonds. The bonds are up 1830 seconds. That means that the TBT, which made a peak D recently, is pulling back. I'll be back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstad's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
All right, folks, now we get to the nitty-gritties. We've got the E-mini doing very nicely. Look at this 10-minute chart in a leg D, huge leg D above the 9P, about the 200-period moving average, above the 9, above the 14. Looking very good so far, and it's up 10.25 at 6,039. 5-minute chart, leg E. 10-minute chart, 1-minute chart has gone to a peak. G/C should go to a D, and it's just done that by 25 cents right there. Okay, so it started leg D. So this is good. And the Dow has finally come back. It was actually up a moment ago. It's now down only 4 cents. So what I was talking about is the TBT. That's lower rates. This is the dreaded H pattern. What's the dreaded H pattern? It's this pattern right here where price comes down sharply, tries to rally, and then fails from a peak D or EF, and then it makes this arch pattern at a peak A, takes out the left side low and then you could do that many times. It's just done that. Look, dreaded H, lowercase h once. Oh, let me get the pointer. That'll be a little easier to see. The pointer right here is there. H, that's an A, fails, goes to A minus. A, fails, goes to A minus. A, fails, goes to A minus. So this is the yields are 3.655, 36.55, down 48 cents right now in the TBT. And that's going to be very interesting because I've been saying for a little while, as far as I'm concerned, I just want the yields out of the way. I just don't want them screaming to new highs. They don't even have to come down that much. They just don't have to be in the way. Okay, this is what's happening to Toll Brothers. Toll Brothers is trading. It had a very nice move up. So the weekly chart went to the 200-period moving average exactly. Tested it for 3 weeks, and now it's leg B to the upside. Major move. 169.52 was the all-time high. Peak E in the weekly chart, peak F in the monthly chart, and tumbles down to this 90 level, 89 actually, and now it's trying to bounce. So now this is a question. So this is, I should do this tomorrow for Technical Friday, for the Chapman Wave methodology, but let me show you. So you've got a cup formation, and it broke out. The 9-period moving average is still strong. The MACD is good. The relative strength in this gray line is starting to move nicely. It's not great, but it's not weak. It's good. The stochastic's flat at 79, not 80%, but 79.79. And the on-balance volume just pulled back. So this suggests that Toll Brothers could try to rally above the previous high. That was yesterday's high of 113.95. TOL is the symbol, trading at 109.65, up 26 cents. And if it's able to nick by 1 penny, 113.95, the high of yesterday, and go to 0.96, that'll start a new leg. If it does it, I don't think it's due today, but if it does it tomorrow, the next day, Monday, then we're looking at it's starting a new leg C. And then I can still have an alternate count because, look, it never went pink. And then, so the question for me always is, surely, just on time, and even in a way on price, surely this should get a down arrow. And the answer is, I actually put that in, saying that there's a chance I'll have to take it away at some point because it did not go pink, the 9-period moving average. That means that the buy from the low that was made around about 86, around about April the 7th or 8th, is still in play. And that this could either be a continuation pattern or maybe a new peak. So it's positive right now. If it's able to get without make it as simple as possible. If it goes under this bar, the bar of the 6th of June, 106.45, doesn't even have to close. It just has to go under it. That just negates this altogether and says, yeah, this is probably an E, and it's coming down. But if it goes higher, even from here, and by Monday or so, it hasn't gone under 109, but in fact it goes to 110.70 or 110.80 in that area, that's going to suggest there's a good chance that it's going to go to a higher high in the daily chart, and that'll help the weekly chart. So this is interesting. It's just a counter trend rally because the major thrust of this has been to the downside, so a lot of action has to happen. The 200-period moving average in Toll Brothers is 117.21. Can't remember what the question was a day or two ago, but could I look at it? Yeah. And if it can get to, if Toll Brothers anytime next week tags 115.41, there's a real good chance it's going to try for 117.21. And as I say, if it takes out this low right here of the 6, which is at 106.45, that's a big problem. All right. So as it stands right now, another question came in. Okay. I wrote it down. Could I look at SAIL, S-A-I-L? It was mentioned, I believe, in the Tiger YouTube. Yeah, it had a huge move. SAIL Point Inc. It was an IPO. 5-6 months ago, screamed up to 26 and then tumbled down to the 15s. Nice action yesterday. Must be some news, but it went way above the 200-period moving average of 21.49. SAIL is the symbol at 22.41, down 12 cents. Yeah, this is good action, and I love it with these IPOs when they do have a tumble initially. I prefer it if they don't even break the IPO low. They just keep moving higher, like CRWV. CRWV. I mean, look at that. It just takes off. It did. The next month it tested, but it just since then it's just taken off. And today's down 3.40 at 146.28. It went to a G/C at 166.63. Might have made a little double top here, but that is really impressive. So SAIL has a different chart pattern as an IPO, so it's got a lot of work to do. But the moment it actually starts trading in the summertime, in the next month or two, if it does start trading in the 28s above this 26 high that was made from the IPO month, that's going to be very important. I like to see that in IPOs. I like to see them show that there was some selling, but there's way more buying, and now there's fresh buying, and the buyings are taking it to new recovery highs. Now, let me just check. Oh, I didn't even put that there. Let me do this. Now, questions came in, and I just need to check them out. 942, 940. Okay, TGB is Taseko Mines. Had a spectacular move. It went all the way to a leg D. Remember, D's where other things can happen, and it started to pull back a little bit. Today it's up 3 cents at 294. Yeah, the way I'm looking at TGB is not clear sailing right now. The 315 high that was made back in 2024, that was in May, over a year ago, at 315. We've seen, oh, look at that. The high that was made the other day was 314. Unbelievable. Within a penny. A year and a month later, it goes to within a penny after tumbling down to the 160s. So, yeah, this is acting very well. It's having a little digestive moment because it has such a strong move up. But that gap is red. What you want to see is it mustn't close under the gap of the 6th of June, where it gaps up and starts, the low is 271, the high is 309. So 271 is really critical, but right now, very short term, I would just say 286 to 282. That's your key support, but it's doing very nicely. I'll be back. Dow's up 16.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
So I was asked about yesterday. It came in a little late for me. I didn't get to it. It was MUFG. And if I'm correct, this is Mitsubishi Financial Group, Inc. It's trading at 13.79, up 22 cents. So I had said, I texted back to say, emailed back to say, just for the moment, let's wait and see how it acts today. And today it is up 22 cents at 13.78. So this is a pattern that I'd be looking at right here. I'd like to take it from that high, but I can't because it just doesn't work. So I take it to this high, and I'll show a little pattern that is really important. You see this pattern? It's like a little, right there, a little mini channel. And if this breaks above this mini channel, all these bars, just almost the same height, and they keep making lower highs and lower lows. If it starts to, and the 9-period moving average is still positive, so I'm going to suggest at 13.77, you start a position. I wouldn't get too carried away. I just start the position because the MACD is weak, the relative strength is weak, the stochastic is very weak, the on-balance volume is weak. It's only the 914 that's good. But if it starts to move up into the 14 area, which shouldn't take too much to do if it's going to do it at all, then all of a sudden I'm looking at the left side double top highs of the 27th of May of 1420 and the high of the 30th of May of 1417 as targets on the left side. But it has to take out this one right here on the 9th, which is at 1387, which shouldn't be too much if it's going to do that. So yeah, start a position, but this is a work in progress. If you look at the 2 weeks that is stalled in the V-shaped pattern, it's more like the rectangle making higher highs and higher lows. It gives me a time, and it says end of, I would even put it July. I'm looking at July for a retest of the 15 major high that was made the week of the 21st of March of 15.03. All of this is contingent upon it not taking out any time in June. It cannot close below 1334. It's not very much, just 40 cents away. The low of the 23rd of May. So my stop would be just start your position. I would actually rather add to it on strength rather than just put everything in right now. Just start your position. Very near term, if it takes out 1354, that's the low of just 3 days ago. If it closes under that, I'd say start being a little bit careful. I'd even take a little bit off. And that's because you're really watching this move right here. So the bigger picture for me is that it's in a rectangle formation like that, and it's trying to make higher highs and higher lows, except that this arched over, and now it's making lower highs and lower lows. So you want to see it participate in this pattern and break into the 1382 level, certainly in the next day or two. I hope that helps you. But in the big picture, it's making higher highs and higher lows in the monthly. It's going to peak A, B, C, D, E, F. And as I say, it looks like it wants to keep going higher. There's nothing here to say that it's negative. So that's Mitsubishi Financial, MUFG. Next question came in. Could I look at LEAS? LEAS. Yeah, this is, there we go. It made that peak E in the rectangle formation. What I'd said is yesterday, when they do this, very often they come back into the range. So at 428 right now, if it's going to take out the high of yesterday, which is 454, this is Seal Square Corporation, semis and quantum. If it takes it out, it needs to have a big move up. The bigger the move, the greater the chances are that this is in the sweet spot of buying. But at $4.28, it's more in the speculative area. So I'm watching this little pullback right here. To be clear, if it takes out yesterday's low of 4.02, if it goes below $4, it's just stuck for a little while. But in the bigger picture, it's making higher highs and higher lows. It's trying to get to about $5.15. And if it does that, then the 200-period moving average of 6.85 in the weekly chart becomes a magnet. So there's a lot of work to be done right now. It's very positive, but just on a very short-term basis, it needs to prove itself by sustaining this particular move that it had, going from the 3.18-ish area all the way to yesterday's high in the 450 range. So that's what I'm saying. Okay, next question came in. Ready to go. FXI. FXI is trading. This is the large cap China ETF, iShares. We went to a peak B. Is another way I can count it. So this should go higher to a C and a D. So it should go above 37.62 the next day or two. That'll start a leg C. But the whole thing is this big rectangle. It's just getting to the top part of the rectangle, and we'll see if it's able to hold that. If it's able to get to 37, 37. What is that? 37.29. If it gets to 30, yeah. If it gets to 37.63, starting the new leg C up in the daily, then automatically I have to think that the target is at March the 21st, week of the 21st high of 38.73. If it gets there, I think it's even going to 39. But it's one step at a time, and we've got a left side, right side price time match in the monthly chart. It's already exceeded by 3 months the target, which was this high that was made back in January of 2022, which is at 39.78. It's not very far, but it's trying to get there, and so far it's taking its time in the daily chart. All right, next thing I want to look at here was where did it go? I don't know. Okay, Chapman. Oh, CW. So CW is Curtis Wright. I want you to point this out because let's see. This is Curtis Wright, designs, manufactures, supplies the technology and the services to aerospace, defense, communications industries. So this has gone to a higher high. This is an all-time high. Yesterday was an all-time at 470, 175. Today's high is just a little lower than that. So either this is an E or it's an E/C. This is really positive action. I'm going to call it an E/C right now, with my bias thinking that it's more like a C. That fits in with some of the other charts that we're looking at. All right. Within that context, what are we looking at? It's walked the 9-period moving average. The MACD is actually weak. It's not positive, but it's holding very steady. The relative strength is steady and good. The MACD is steady at 93. That's fabulous. And the on-balance volume is a tad overbought. This is looking really good. CW, it doesn't stand for Chapman Wave. It stands for Curtis Wright, trading at 470.45, down to 26. The key support will be over the whole of June going into July, 422 to 418. If there's any turn down, that's the area that has to be key support. Okay, with that said, next thing I want to look at here is where's General Electric. So General Electric is trading at 241.24. down 428. It was much lower earlier on. It was down in the 431 area, a 231 area. It's come back about 10 points. But this is a work in progress. We're going to have to find out if the engines have been so reliable. I mean, just fabulous engine. So I'm not sure what it is, and maybe that's why the market's come back a little bit. It's only down 4 at 241. Where's Boeing? Boeing is down 10 at 203.27 after peak D. I'll be back.
This year has already been a wild ride for the market. We started off heavily in the red, traversed back to all-time highs, and we now have a trade war looming. Trying to play this chop as an individual trader leads to death by 1,000 cuts. Where does this market go next? Should I add to this position or cut my losses? Where is the next opportunity? Tariffs, trade wars, analysis paralysis. Don't become a victim of this intense market. Instead, join Larry Pesavento over the second and fourth Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading. Larry has been through many markets just like this one, and the insight he provides is invaluable. The dates for this month are April 11th and 25th, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time. Get in here and let's start trading. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Web is the, this I believe is the is that the iShares? Well, it's the China Internet, so it's trading at 34.91 KWEB, up 4 cents. Peak C right now, if there's no new high today. It's doing well, but the 200-period moving average of 34.14 is like a magnet. It keeps coming back to that. So let me just give an assessment of what we're looking at this particular point. So the Boeing tragedy is an issue right now in terms of Boeing and maybe GE, but most importantly, is that a one-off? Is the China situation, is that kind of in abatement? Is that just sort of sitting there saying it's kind of done or it's not done? Is that it's not off the table, let's put it that way, just for the moment, so that this becomes a one-off and the Dow still has the strength? Well, the 9-period moving average is so strong that I believe that unless we get something that I call the Chapman Dark News cloud cover, that's this right now, and I'm going to be doing my webinar, I'm going to be doing my video this afternoon I won't be able to do it tomorrow, so I'm doing it tomorrow. My show will go on, but I've been saying that this area right here is where I'm thinking that there could be something that just handicaps the market for upside activity. It doesn't say that it has to tank. It just says, right at this particular moment, there are some other things, and I don't know if we've got that. It's really more like a little fog, a little haziness, that's all. So far things are good. Look, the SMHs, even with that round number from NVIDIA yesterday, and the SMHs are doing how they're doing. Look at that, very nicely, up $1.70. NVIDIA, round number, taken out. Yep, 145 round number today. Needs another penny. It takes it out. It negates that as a topping action. So I'm looking at this and I'm saying, so far, so good. I think we're doing okay. And I would say if there's a limited upside, that's way better than downside if you're consolidating by having limited upside. So in the meantime, back at the ranch, so far, so good. We'll see what happens at the end of the day going into the week's close.